Welcome to my story time by mybooksummary.com. Get ready for quick wisdom of countless stories and explore. Scaredy Squirrel by Mélanie Watt. Let's face it, life is scary. There are germs, sharks, green Martians, and worst of all, the unknown. If you've ever felt like hiding under a blanket and avoiding the world, you'll instantly relate to Scaredy Squirrel, the lovable, anxiety-ridden protagonist of Mélanie Watt's delightful children's book, Scaredy Squirrel. This isn't just a story about a squirrel. It's a story about fear, courage, and the messy, unpredictable adventure we call life. And trust me, it's way more fun than it sounds. Scaredy Squirrel is not your average, carefree, nut-gathering squirrel. Oh no, he's a planner, a worrier, and a self-proclaimed expert in avoiding danger. He lives in his tree, and he likes it that way. Why? Because the world outside is a terrifying place filled with tarantulas, killer bees, poison ivy, and sharks. Yes, sharks. Because apparently, squirrels are convinced sharks can appear anywhere. But as we'll soon discover, life has a funny way of throwing curveballs, even for the most prepared among us. Chapter 1. The Safe and Predictable Life of Scaredy Squirrel. Scaredy Squirrel's life is, in a word, routine. He has a schedule, and he sticks to it. Every day is the same. Wake up, eat a nut, look out at the world from the safety of his tree, and repeat. He never leaves his tree. Why would he? Out there lies chaos, danger, and the unknown. In here, he has control. He has an emergency kit, complete with band-aids, bug spray, and a parachute just in case. And he knows exactly what to expect. Watt's illustrations perfectly capture Scaredy's neurotic personality. His tree is a fortress of safety, complete with a detailed map of his surroundings, with all the danger zones clearly marked. Scaredy's world is small, but it's safe, and that's all that matters to him. Or so he thinks. Chapter 2. The Day Everything Changed. One day, something unexpected happens. Scaredy Squirrel is going about his usual routine when gasp! A killer bee appears. Panic ensues. Scaredy reaches for his emergency kit, but in his haste he knocks it out of the tree. In a moment of sheer terror, he does the unthinkable. He jumps out of the tree. Now let's pause for a moment. This is a big deal. Scaredy Squirrel has never left his tree. Ever. He's spent his entire life avoiding this exact scenario. But here he is flying through the air, flailing his little squirrel arms, and screaming his little squirrel head off. It's chaos. It's madness. It's freedom. Chapter 3. The Discovery of Hidden Talents. As Scaredy Squirrel plummets toward the ground, something amazing happens. He spreads his arms and legs, and wait for it, he starts to glide. That's right. Scaredy Squirrel is a flying squirrel. He had no idea. All this time, he's been living in fear of the unknown, never realizing that he had the tools to navigate it all along. This moment is both hilarious and heartwarming. Watt's illustrations capture Scaredy's wide-eyed shock as he soars through the air, discovering a talent he never knew he had. It's a reminder that sometimes, the things we fear the most are the things that can set us free. Chapter 4. A New Perspective. After his unexpected flight, Scaredy Squirrel lands safely on the ground. He looks around and realizes something. The world isn't as scary as he thought. Sure, there are dangers, but there's also beauty, adventure, and possibility. The killer bee? It's just a regular bee, buzzing harmlessly by. The sharks? Nowhere to be seen. The poison ivy? Well, okay, that's still a thing. But you get the point. Scaredy's perspective shifts. He starts to see his tree not as a fortress of safety, but as a prison of fear. He realizes that by avoiding the unknown, he's been missing out on life. It's a powerful moment, and Watt handles it with humor and grace, making it accessible to both children and adults. Chapter 5. Embracing the Unknown. With his newfound confidence, Scaredy Squirrel decides to make a change. He starts small, venturing just a little bit further from his tree each day. He still carries his emergency kit. Old habits die hard. But he's no longer ruled by fear. He discovers new foods, makes new friends, and even starts to enjoy the thrill of adventure. Watt's illustrations shine in this chapter, showing Scaredy's gradual transformation from a timid, anxious squirrel to a brave, curious explorer. It's a joy to watch him grow, and it's impossible not to root for him as he takes his first tentative steps into the unknown. Chapter 6. The New Normal. By the end of the book, Scaredy Squirrel's life looks very different. He still has his routines, because let's be honest, we all need a little structure. But he's no longer a prisoner of fear. He's learned to embrace the unknown, to take risks, and to trust in his own abilities. He's still Scaredy Squirrel. He'll always be a little anxious, but he's also brave, resilient, and open to new experiences. What ends the book on a hopeful note, reminding readers that it's okay to be scared. Fear is a natural part of life, but it doesn't have to control us. With a little courage and a lot of humor, we can face our fears and discover the joy of living. Final thoughts: why Scaredy Squirrel matters. Scaredy Squirrel is more than just a children's book. It's a life lesson wrapped in humor and heart. Mélanie Watt has created a character who is both relatable and inspiring, reminding us that it's okay to be scared, but it's not okay to let fear hold us back. Whether you're a child facing your first day of school or an adult navigating the uncertainties of life, Scaredy Squirrel's journey is a reminder that courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the willingness to face it. So the next time you're feeling anxious or overwhelmed, take a page out of Scaredy Squirrel's book, literally. Step out of your tree, spread your arms, and see where the wind takes you. You might just discover that you're braver than you think. Key themes and takeaways. Fear is natural, but it doesn't have to control you. Scaredy Squirrel shows us that it's okay to be scared, but it's not okay to let fear dictate our lives. The unknown can be scary, but it can also be amazing. By stepping out of his comfort zone, Scaredy discovers a world of adventure and possibility. We're stronger than we think. Scaredy's discovery of his hidden talent is a reminder that we all have the tools to navigate life's challenges. We just have to trust ourselves. Routines are good, but flexibility is better. Scaredy learns that while routines can provide comfort, they can also hold us back if we're not willing to break them. Life is an adventure. Scaredy Squirrel encourages readers to embrace the messiness of life and find joy in the unexpected. Why you should read this book. Whether you're a child or an adult, Scaredy Squirrel is a book that will make you laugh, think, and maybe even cry in a good way. It's a story about fear, courage, and the messy, beautiful adventure we call life. So grab a copy, curl up in your favorite reading spot, and let Scaredy Squirrel remind you that it's okay to be scared, but it's even better to be brave. Stay tuned for more enlightening content. Head over to www.mybooksummary.com. Don't forget to subscribe and share the magic with friends. And let's grow together through the power of books and interesting stories.